I gave people all the stuff they really needed. Social Security checks, utility bills, TV guide.
I want a TV guidance counselor. TV guidance counselor. Staying up to watch all night, and everything's gonna be alright with my TV guidance counselor.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's the final week of January. Almost made it through month one of 2026. 11 more to go. I think we can do it. We did it in 2025 and wasn't easy, but we did it. Anyway, thank you guys. Welcome to TV Guidance Counselor. I am Ken Reed, your TV Guidance Counselor. Did you just hear my knuckle crack? Damn, that hurt. I'm old now. Thanks, crack. Welcome to the show. This is the show where each and every week since February 2014, I've welcomed an interesting person to the show. We talk about classic television using a TV guide from my personal collection as the inspiration for our conversation. This week is no exception. It's a bit of an exception. This guest is in the elite crew of people who've brought their own TV guide, but I used the one from my collection. And speaking of last week's episode, but also She's a Witch, this is a great Bewitched cover from 1970. But anyway, my guest is the fantastic author, YouTuber, Matt Baume. Matt wrote a book called Honey, Honey, I'm Homo, which is about classic television through sort of an LGBTQ lens, LGBTQT lens. I forget all the numbers. I try. But Matt's super insightful, really smart, funny, nice guy. If you have not watched his videos on YouTube, do so. They're so well researched, insightful. They're everything that I would strive to do if I had the ability to make this kind of videos. Context, intent, primary sources. He's just so good at putting these things together, and I learned so much when I watch his videos, and I think you would too. So it was a great opportunity to get to talk to Matt. So I'm very happy with this episode. I think you will be too. And if you, for some strange reason, haven't checked out his stuff, do so. You will not be disappointed. But anyway, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of TV Guidance Counselor with my guest, Matt Baume.
TV is my friend, and it has been always there for me in time of need.
Live via satellite from, I don't want to say sunny Seattle, because it's probably not, but, Matt, how are you?
I'm great. Gloomy Seattle, gloomy, wet, dark Seattle. Doing very well, all things considered.
Thank you for doing the show. I'm a big fan of all the stuff that you've done. I talk it up often on the show, the incredible amounts of research and how well thought out all of your book and the video essays you do. This will sound self-aggrandizing, but I learn things often from you, which regular listeners of the show will be impressed by.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, and I'm really excited to be on the show because, as you can maybe tell from my work, I just like talking about TV. Yeah. So any excuse to talk about TV, I'm happy to insert myself.
The best of us do. And you're in the rarefied elite class of TV Guidance Counselor guests who have BYO TVG, and that you've brought your own TV guide.
Yes.
Which is the 1970 February 7th to the 13th issue, which obviously I have my copy here. This is the Boston edition.
Oh, I've got Nebraska.
You got Nebraska. Okay. So is Nebraska Central Time?
I think so. That sounds about right.
I know nothing about Nebraska. That's how much I know about Nebraska.
That was Rodgers and Hammerstein's canceled musical, Nebraska, yes. The follow-up to
Nebraska, with the whole pre-intermission scene about Central Time. Yeah. But this issue, so I'll ask you why you have it. I assume it's for research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did a video a while back on the show Bewitched, and this one seemed like, as I'm sure you know, it can be difficult to find copies, digitized copies. So I've got, every time it's relevant, I'll just go on eBay or wherever and get a copy of that issue. And there's an interview with Dick Sargent in the back of this copy, in the back of this edition. So I'm like, all right, well, this is just a good thing to have on hand. So it's in my my box of old TV guides, they're all slid into like plastic sleeves, like they're collectible comic books.
Oh yeah, you get them comic style. That's
Yeah.
that's more. I used to do that, and then a few years in, I've gotten very cavalier with how I treat these TV guides. Well, I scan them, so I did scan this one. So my listeners on the patrons, they get a copy of the PDF. So this is scanned, which will last probably longer than we do. But this issue, so the cover of this, this is like a blacklight poster.
Yeah. I want this in velvet. It's gorgeous.
He's so good in velvet. Also, Dick Sargent looks like Jason Alexander here. This looks nothing like Dick Sargent at all. Like,
no, I would never have guessed.
No,
Absolutely not.
Montgomery, accurate.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. The eyes, and this is what's so funny, is I don't think her name is even brought up in the article. It's so funny that's like, and first of all, the cover saying "Meet that witch's new husband" is so bizarre.
Very weird.
And her eyes are just gorgeous here. This is one of my favorite. This and the cover of, there's one from the 80s about Murder, She Wrote that I think is a beautiful cover.
Oh yeah, with the flashlight and it's the pencil sort of drawing. Yeah, this one is. It's funny too because this is 1970, and although I think of Bewitched, obviously it's a witch show. It's called Bewitched. I never think of it as that sort of post-hippie, weird 70s obsession with like mysticism and like esoteric Fortean times stuff. But like Anton LaVey style. But this cover sort of presents it that way, which is really strange.
It does. I just watched Bell, Book, and Candle, which is the play and then later film that it sort of helped inspire. That and I Married a Witch. And this is so distant from most of Bell, Book, and Candle, except for the Hermione Gingold stuff, which, the strange collection of bubbling cauldrons and potions and a talking parrot that's molting, and like that weird stuff is all over this cover, but it's not on the show.
No, not at all.
This is more of an Endora cover to me than a Samantha cover.
This has real Endora Moo vibes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And Agnes Moorehead from the Boston area. Have to shout her out.
Wonderful.
And I was going to mention, have you ever been to Salem, Mass?
Yes. Yeah. One Halloween, my friends went to Salem for the Halloween stuff.
It is the New Orleans of Halloween, but they have a Bewitched statue there that TV Land paid for years ago. And it feels weird because although it's a witch, and they had to like justify it, which is hilarious. They couldn't just be like, it's a witch. They had to do it on the site of where they shot 3 episodes of Bewitched.
Right.
Because people were like, well, okay, fine. That's a technicality that I'll let you get by on.
That was, if I'm recalling correctly, there was like a fire on the sound stages that like knocked the sets out of commission for a while, and that's why they had to travel.
So they went to the House of Seven Gables and shot. And those episodes are awful. This like bed warming pan gets enchanted with the ghost of some guy who's like in love with Samantha. So there's like this wackiness of like, Darren getting hit with, it's awful. It's like, it's such sub 70s Disney slapstick humor.
Yeah, like I do love a lot about Bewitched, and I don't think it's a great show. Like it's not like one of my, I don't think it's one of the hits, the must sees of.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch every episode of Bewitched. There's some episodes that are really interesting, but its hit to skip ratio is not great.
And I will say it's given your particular area of TV that you often focus on, it is a screamingly gay show. Compared to anything else on television at the time. I mean, it always gets compared to I Dream of Jeannie, which is like ridiculously hetero.
Yes.
Almost like they're trying to do everything that Bewitched doesn't do to be, but like, you got Paul Lynde, you got like, it just, everything about it is like this sort of the best kind of camp. And I don't know how much of it's on purpose and how much of it is just because that's who was making the show.
Yeah, I know very little about the writers, certainly the folks who are on screen. So you've got, Dick Sargent, who's himself a gay man. I'm sure we'll talk about that more. We've got Agnes Moorehead, about whom a lot has been written and little is known for certain. There's Maurice Evans playing Samantha's father, who is probably a gay man. So, yes. And there's a wonderful interview with Elizabeth Montgomery where she talks about how they were aware of the homosexual context or subtext of the show. And so they knew to an extent what they were doing. Right. And it's hard to imagine with like the moo-moos and the color and the camp and the silliness. There's an energy to it that is very different from the offensive heterosexuality of I Dream of Jeannie.
Yes, this is my property. Yeah, it's got a real John Waters thing kind of going on. Like when they made that awful movie of Bewitched with Will Ferrell, which was god awful. I was like, I know John Waters generally doesn't do properties done on his own, but if John Waters made a movie of Bewitched, it would probably be the greatest movie ever made.
Gosh, yeah. Oh, I would love to see it. It would be a limited audience would.
Yes, indeed.
So here's the thing: is like the people who want a Bewitched movie are probably not the people who want a John Waters movie. Sadly,
No, that's true. Oh, they're probably also not the people who want a Will Ferrell movie.
Well, yeah. God, and I can only imagine like John Waters directing a Nora Ephron script. It would just be what a melange.
Someday in an alternate universe we have that.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing, I think, that obviously that always gets compared to Bewitched, but I mean to I Dream of Jeannie. But Elizabeth Montgomery was the show. Like she was the driving force behind the show, and she made pretty much all the decisions. Super unusual at the time, and it was not the same on Jeannie. Like Barbara Eden was just there. But this one, it was full on Elizabeth Montgomery, and I always think of the episode I often see now posted by people who are like, this is cringe, you can't get away with this now. The Sisters at Heart episode, which you probably immediately knew when I said that.
When you said the cringe, I knew.
Yeah.
I did indeed when you said it.
People, if they don't know that episode, Tabitha and her best friend at school are black, and so Tabitha casts a spell where they're like polka dotted, so they're the same. But I'm like, that's such a pure... heart in the right place, unusual for the time thing that would not have gotten on TV had it not been for Elizabeth Montgomery. And I believe like an elementary school class came up with that plot.
Yeah, a high school class in LA. They came to visit the set. They suggested this concept. They wrote out the outline, and I think it's, it's wonderful that they, I think, put themselves out there and did something. This is a show that, kind of like Mary Tyler Moore, they could not do anything too edgy, but really took advantage of the fantasy to say, look, okay, we're going to use metaphor and we're going to talk about issues in this sort of like magic context that's going to give us a little bit more leeway. It's going to give us a little more room to talk about stuff that maybe our audience wouldn't like if we confronted directly, but we're still going to do it.
Right, the whole point of allegory on TV, like the Twilight Zone is the perfect example where I'm like, there are probably some people who just watch those episodes and only look at the four corners of the episode and plot, but I think we all get the allegories. But I guess people didn't always in the 60s.
Yeah, who knows? Like this must have that Sisters at Heart episode it's a tough one to miss. What this statement
that's true.
is
It really beats you over the head with that one.
It does, but again, in the documentary The Celluloid Closet, Harvey Fierstein is talking about like sissy characters and how some people dislike them, and his position and mine too is visibility at any cost. Like talking about us the wrong way is better than pretending we don't exist. So it's a place to start. So at least we got something to complain about.
Right.
Yeah.
You need something to react to.
Exactly.
And so this issue is, again, it's got witchy vibes that don't exist in the show. And I was very excited to see that the Cleveland Armory review was for the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, he did not like it.
Did not like it. And I can't disagree with anything he says in here.
No, of course. It's a terrible show. I have a lot of affection for, terrible things, and a lot of affection for the 90s films. And,
which are great.
Those are what a labor of love. Like that's clearly, the Brady Bunch movies clearly made by people who love that show, warts and all.
Yeah.
And I love how angry Cleveland Armory's review is.
He's really angry, and the drawing of him helps, where he's got his pipe.
And you know what? He makes a great point. Like this, I just imagine him holding that pipe, looking sternly at the television as
no, sir.
The kids are chirping away. His observation is really interesting that there was a slew of widow shows, Ghost of Mrs. Muir, Doris Day Show, Julia, and then a bunch of widow shows, which I'd never even heard of, like Courtship of Eddie's Father I know about, but
yes.
Governor and JJ, To Rome with Love, I do not know.
No.
But how much The Dead Spouse was was trending in 1970.
Well, that was like the only acceptable way for a single woman to have children if their spouse has been murdered or something.
Right. We gotta have we want romance and kids. So how are we going to do it? Kill someone.
But he's not really like, especially that first season of Brady Bunch, and it's fascinating to me to see a contemporary review without the glasses of nostalgia that it's very difficult not to look at the Brady Bunch via, especially people of our age. It's like, so it was very it was like shocking to me because you don't think of it as a contemporary show to any human being.
No, especially like to imagine that on at the same time as Bewitched and, and All in the Family, like the stuff that was about to happen to television. To compare all, that All in the Family is 2 years away, and a lot of that stuff's already happening in the UK. There's a great article later in the issue about like sort of the kitchen sink dramas coming to British television. Anyway, but then you've got the Brady Bunch with those like brightly lit AstroTurf backyards. That's what America's chomping on at that point.
The 70s to come. Yeah, some of my favorite like eras of TV to look back from like an anthropological standpoint are always the sort of crossover in the decades. So like 90 to 93, you have a bunch of 80s shows that people forget were like still going on, like Dallas and Miami Vice and stuff. Like they're still kind of going on into the 90s and the 80s, like Love Boat is going to like 85 and the Jeffersons.
And it's wild.
It's insane. So we're sort of in a transition here where Bewitched is one of those, it's a 60s show, like 100%.
Oh, so much like it's one of those, I love a premise show where it's so wacky, the theme song has to explain, like, here's what you're getting yourself into, folks. And then like I love like that Alf and Seinfeld overlap. Like those feel like they shouldn't even know that they each other exist.
Network.
Yeah, I know. We're really coming out of the Fred Silverman years into the Warren Littlefield years.
And a theory I've brought up on my show often that I'm sure someone much smarter than me has come up with before we get into the issue proper here is the sort of parallel between I call it the 50s, but it's really like the early 60s with these like My Mother the Car, My Favorite Martian, all these like,
Mr. Ed, all that stuff.
Yeah, all these magical creatures no one can know about that live in my house shows. And then we got them again in the 80s. I always see them as, if not quite a gay parallel, like you could swap in like My Magical Martian with My Gay Son.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Mr. Ed was created by a gay man. It was Arthur Lubin who first he did Francis the Talking Mule, and then when that got taken out of his hands, he's like, fine, I'll just make my own talking
make my own Oreos, and they're called Hydrox.
Very much that, yes. Mr. Ed is the Hydrox of talking ungulates. But no, and he's, a gay man who just created a show that is about a man who can't let his wife find out about his secret male companion. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That is, Mr. Ed is a gay show, and that's my hot take.
Yeah, and a guy whose best friend is his mother, who's his car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, what a delight.
So it's interesting that the sort of Reagan 80s and the sort of, it's again early 60s, but I think of it as a 50s sort of mentality that because those were equated generally anyway, that we got this resurgence of the same thing. And part of it was because Alf was popular, but I mean, we had Scorch and What a Dummy. And
oh my God. Yeah. Like Jennifer Slept Here. Like there's those like magical, like those magical weirdo shows. What was the one about the alien family with Burt Reynolds?
That's Out of This World with Evie.
Out of This World, yeah. So many like, I mean, the 80s loved the 50s.
Yes,
and not just because of
Dad, who is an alien.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. Like in the 80s, like a modern twist on the. Oh my God. I mean, do you know the show Down to Earth?
Yes.
So like that's not even the 50s, that's going even further back. But yeah, this thing of like the magical friend in the house and the unlikely domestic help with everybody having like maids and butlers and things in the 80s, which I did not know anybody in the 80s who had like live-in domestic help. Yeah. Apparently it was still a thing on sitcoms.
I never met a single person. I think I knew like one person who's had like a cleaning lady come over once a week or something.
Right, yeah, I know. But like, Give Me a Break and all these other shows would have you believe like, oh no, this is just a thing.
Yeah, everyone has that. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
everyone's got a Mrs. Naugatuck.
Yeah. So it was very strange to see that kind of thing. And it's, Out of This World, man, that's a whole other thing. And Jennifer Slept Here is just like some weird horny teenage boy.
Yes.
Like she's basically she's basically like the puberty ghost, to the point where the kid's like annoyed by her.
Yeah, gosh, I need to think about this. I need to chew on this a little bit more, but I'm interested in comparing that approach to Weird Science, when Weird Science was turned into a TV show, like having the basically teen sex fantasy slave, and how that kind of grows out of I Dream of Jeannie.
It's funny. Vanessa Angel, who played Lisa on Weird Science, the TV show, is a good buddy, and I've talked to her about that a bunch, and she said she only took the role. She insisted. She was like, I want her to be very childlike and have like no sexuality thing here with them at all, which is why the show is so much better than the movie. Because it does become I Dream of Jeannie or Bewitched at that point, and you get these really interesting stories with that like sort of creep factor gone. Because Jennifer Slept here did not manage to get over that piece.
No. Oh boy, bless him.
Oh, and Jillian. And Jillian's a whole other thing. But then there's an article about marijuana in Hollywood, which is pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, delighted. I mean, that. Why isn't that on the cover? That's such a much.
Yeah.
It's so much more interesting. I love Buddy Ebsen being such a stick in the mud.
Yep.
I love like the actors who are like, yeah, who cares? Everybody smokes pot, and like that they're treating it like this epidemic. And this is the line I was getting in the 90s was it's a gateway drug, and smoking pot will get you into the hard stuff. And oh boy, I guess that's just Nixon's ghost talking to us.
I mean, well, he didn't deputize Elvis early enough to
exactly
be a drug enforcement agent. But same thing in the 90s. It was all the DARE programs, and which was a whole pyramid scheme basically to get cops overtime. But it was a gateway drug. It'll get you in there. And I've never done a drug in my life, but I have a lot of friends who do, which sounds made up, but it's true. And none of them were like, man, this pot's just not doing it for me anymore. Get me some heroin. Like it was
insane. Like I love the line. Like later on in this, there's a line from Buddy Ebsen who's like, Mr. Temperance when it comes to marijuana. And then it's just casually tossed off. Buddy Ebsen, who is critical of pot permissive parents, allows his youngsters to drink wine at the dinner table. Oh, yeah. Explain. I'm sure my kids will eventually drink. So
many drunks. My favorite pothead in Hollywood, Robert Mitchum.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Also a drunk, but my favorite actor. But yeah, it's so weird how, if you think of Buddy Ebsen, I guess he came of age in the 30s when like literally they were having like those propaganda films.
Oh yeah, no, like
nuts.
He's from the Reefer Madness days.
Yeah. They're jazz cigarettes, and they're gonna kill you. And it's funny because we're 1970, so Hollywood hasn't been. It's not Cocaine City yet. We're probably about 5 or 6 years away from that. So I guess marijuana is the big problem. But again, they don't have anything about the drunks. And it's interesting because, to your point, saying that's like the scandalous article you would have on the cover, TV Guide never resorted to that. They never had to, because everyone basically had to buy it.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. It's like putting like a pinup on the cover of the Yellow Pages. Yeah, you don't have to.
You could.
You need it. Yeah.
But it means they can write these interesting articles because they kind of didn't answer to anyone, which is a fascinating snapshot of like the 40 years they could do that. And they could be critical of the Brady Bunch, and they could be honest about what's going on in Hollywood, because it's not like the networks are going to go, we're no longer participating in TV Guide.
Right. Yeah. No, it's the only game in town.
Yeah. Then we have an article about Bobby Sherman being washed up at 23.
I know. Jesus. It's so mean. What does it say? Yeah. Washed up at 23. God, what a way. Like I just imagine his PR person seeing that deck and being like, oh, okay, great. Glad we participated in this.
But they did say he's back in Rolls Royce class now at 26. And I'm looking at this picture of him, and it says he's 26 years old. And I refuse to believe this. I refuse it.
That's wild. Yeah, I know. Like, if you show me that picture, I'd be like, that's a pretty well-preserved 40-year-old.
Yes. Spent a lot of time in the sun. That is a hardened 26.
It's a sun-baked man, yeah.
Wow. So then we get into the listings proper here. So let's dive in. What jumped out at you on Saturday?
So Saturday, I'm very excited for this Net Playhouse presentation. They don't use the title here, but it was this compilation, this anthology called 5 Tomorrows that was hosted by Kurt Vonnegut, which is extremely exciting to me.
Yeah.
And so it's just 5 different anthologies that it seems like they picked up from like maybe film festivals or something, because they're obviously separately produced. But these international visions of the future. And I mean, I love any retro future thing that's like, this is how we will live in the year 2000.
Yes.
So I really want to see, like, whatever that is, whatever Kurt Vonnegut has to say about it. What do we have here? The Scream from Italy. A man struggles to maintain his identity in a suppressed society. The Other Side, Belgium. A town is dominated by an unseen, omnipotent force. I mean, this just sounds like the Twilight Zone, but international.
And it's in the air, too, because this is like a little bit before Logan's Run, a little bit before Omega Man, like a year or two before. Like, it's kind of bubbling up into society with these kinds of things. And the fact that they would have Kurt Vonnegut host something is insane.
Yeah, gosh. But he's a great, like, you don't see him often doing this, but he's such a good talker.
Yeah, he, favorite Kurt Vonnegut story I've gotten on this show is I had Chris Cluis on, who ended up writing for SCTV. But him and his friend wanted to write, and they went and met Bob and Ray. Have you ever heard this story?
No.
So he goes, his mother worked in the building that Bob and Ray did their show. So they're like 17. She's like, I'll get you in to meet Bob and Ray. This is like 1976 or something. So they go in there, they watch the show. It's great. You know, Bob and Ray come out and they're like, they dress like detectives because they're like 40s guys, you know. They're like, what can we help you boys with? And they're like, oh, we want to be writers. We're like, come on across to the office. And they have like a detective-y office. And they go, you want to be comedy writers? And they go, yeah. And he goes, okay, go downstairs, find a bookstore and buy our book and then come back. And they're like, what? So they do. They go to Barnes, like the original Barnes and Noble. They get their book. It takes a while. They come back up and they go, okay, read the introduction out loud. So the introduction starts like, in 1954, all I wanted to do was write for Bob and Ray. And it's this whole story about this guy who, you know, came to New York to write for Bob and Ray. And it's Kurt Vonnegut. And then the last line is, nobody writes for Bob and Ray. So he reads it out loud and they're like, huh? And then they signed it and like gave him the money for the book and everything. But the fact that it was Kurt Vonnegut was shocking and then also made sense.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. That's amazing. And also what an introduction to get for your book.
Oh yeah.
Kurt, could you?
Yeah. If you find a copy of their book, pick it up just for the Kurt Vonnegut entry alone. But then he pops up in Back to School as well.
Oh, I know. One of my favorite of his appearances.
So weird.
Yeah.
These things are amazing. I too love these sort of visions of the future. And we're just starting to get, by 1970, we're starting to get dystopia. The sort of 50s kitchen of the future is gone, you know, in the post Helter Skelter world. And now it's all like totalitarian 1984 is coming type stuff.
What was there's a Rock Hudson picture that's fascinating.
Seconds?
Seconds, yes, yeah. That's just before this, I think. But it's also about like the world of the future where your identity means nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's just layers upon layers of psychology wrapped up in that one.
That
yes,
great.
no. Like I love a 70s apocalypse.
And so we have that this night, which is a weird thing to have on a Saturday night opposite Bing Crosby hosting Hollywood Palace.
Yes,
which is still on.
Incredible, really. That is, wait, closing night at the Palace. Look at that. Jeez, and what a lineup, too. God, Nat King Cole, Ed Wynn, great, those two together. Herb Alpert, oh my God. Fred Astaire, Ethel Merman, Martha Ray, Ray Bolger, Mrs. Miller, Sammy Davis Jr. What a mixing of eras.
Sid Caesar, Peter Lawford, Buster Keaton, Donald O'Connor. This is the final episode of Hollywood Palace.
Tim Conway with Betty Davis to be in that green room.
Yeah.
Who's doing impressions of who? Like, that is incredible.
Ray Bolger being there is pretty interesting to me as well. I'm fascinated with the old Boston vaudeville guys who went to Hollywood. Ray Bolger.
Interestingly, I'm just looking at this because this is the filter I look through everything through is how gay is it? And
what's the scale? Is it a 1 to 10 scale? Or?
Yeah, no, like where is this on the Kinsey scale? And we've got a few icons. We got Betty Davis, we got Imogene Coca, we've got Martha Ray, best friends with Paul Lynde, so that's fun. We've got Tiny Tim, which is complicated.
Yeah.
Gloria Swanson. So we've got a lot of
Ed Wynn.
Ed Wynn, who I don't think was gay himself, but just has like he's that kind of character actor who you get in to do the sissy sometimes. Yeah. But I'm looking at these and I'm not seeing any like character actor, like an Edward Everett Horton or something in the mix.
No.
This is a very straight lineup.
Yeah,
but
Don
then again,
Rickles, Buddy Rich. You got like angry white dudes in this.
Yeah, Jimmy Durante, like Buster Keaton. Jeez, haul him out. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I can't believe I missed Liberace. All right,
well,
so Liberace's in the mix there. And so he's just getting buffeted by all.
You couldn't even see it in the thing.
I was blinded by the glimmer. Okay, so we got Liberace, and then it's Liberace and Don Rickles. Like,
I'd watch that cop show.
Oh my god. Yeah, honestly, that does. They made that. What is that? That's gosh. Oh no, it's with Channing Tatum O'Neal and John Hurt. What is that cop show? It's not a show. It's a film.
It's a movie.
It's called Partners. Partners is the name of it. So it's like Butch Cop and Queenie Cop have to go undercover. So yes, a prequel to that starring Liberace and Don Rickles. That sounds great.
Fantastic. Also at 10:30 that night, and it's outside the purview. But on Channel 7, one-man show, Rip Taylor's one-man show.
What? Wait, hold on a second. That's not in my listing.
Oh, you don't have it? I got it in this edition. Yeah, one-man show. Rip Taylor's routines involve audience participation. That's the entire description.
I bet it does.
It's very odd. I can't imagine someone would be like, well, now I'll watch it if it involves audience participation.
What could that have been?
I feel like that's got to be lost media of some sort. I feel like that has to have come up on YouTube if it was available.
That sounds like maybe like a lead up to, what was it, the $1.95 talent show or something that he did?
But that was post Gong Show.
Oh yeah, very. So I wonder, like, to hear him doing
beauty pageant. I think
that's it. Yeah. Yes. To see him doing some sort of like one man talent show with audience participation, what could that have been? God,
what is his act? He just throws things and yells.
Yeah.
Like, what material does he have?
What is he doing? Like, is he calling people up? Gosh.
Yeah, that's I'm going to try to hunt this down. If anyone can find this, it's my listeners. So they will let us know if they come across this.
No, all I've got at 10:30 is The Hasty Heart, a bittered, dying Scottish soldier in a Burmese hospital will not make friends, starring Ronald Reagan. I wouldn't make friends either if Ronald Reagan was my only chance.
Yeah, we went over the dystopian future things that were in there.
Yeah.
And
I'd just be like, put me out of my misery.
Green Acres is on in new episodes still. So, like, I don't think of that show as airing in 1970.
No, that's crazy. Gosh.
This one, a raging Oliver declares war on Irene, a trespassing cow who keeps trampling his crops.
You know what's funny is our listings must be so different because I've got Petticoat Junction.
Really?
I don't see. Yeah, no, I don't have.
This is the February 7th.
This is, let me see. Yeah, February 7th.
Weird.
So yeah, no, I've got the Net Playhouse, I've got The Train, I've got Hollywood Palace.
Oh yeah, Petticoat's on at 9:30 here.
Yeah. Oh, Petticoat's on at 8:30 for me.
Oh, because it's Central Time.
Yeah, but I still, let me see. Do I have?
So you might have the one-man show at 9:30.
Nah, it's just not in there. I've got Adam 12, Jackie Gleason variety show, but nothing for Green Acres.
Wow,
that's so funny. No, they must have. Affiliate must have been doing something different.
Here's a movie that's probably not in yours either because this is New York and I think this is UHF channel. But yeah, it's a New York Channel 9. I've never heard of this movie from 1950, 7 Days to Noon. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It is an anti-war film about a physicist who threatens to destroy London unless Parliament stops production of a super bomb. Paul Dean and Jane Bernard won an Oscar for their story. Barry Jones, Olive Sloan, and Hugh Cross. I've never heard of that, but that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And it also kind of dovetails nicely with, we'll talk about this later, but the Satan bug on Monday.
Yes. So let's go to Sunday. What do you got on Sunday?
Sunday, slim pickings, but if we must, there's a Glenn Campbell variety show that has, this is the thing that caught my eye. Sketches include a computer dating service for dogs. I just want to know what that's going to be. Like, Do they have like? I love a dog. So like,
Yeah,
are we gonna
me
have
too.
dogs on the set? Like, I'll just watch dogs. Show me some dogs.
There are a
It's
lot
like
of
dog
people who are
videos.
like, I was set up with a dog, it didn't work out. Like it's just all dogs.
That's maybe that's the gag. I don't know. I don't know.
This is early for this, but the 70s and 80s obsession with computer dating.
Yeah.
There was like almost no sitcom that did not have a computer dating episode. It was right up there with being trapped in the elevator with a pregnant woman and a homeless person who might be Santa Claus stealing your presents. Like computer dating. And I've never known any actual human being that's participated in computer dating.
No, not in that form. Of
No,
it,
no,
where,
no. I
like,
mean, now
you
everyone
send
does
in the
whether you want to
questionnaire
or
and
not.
they
Yeah.
feed it into it. So Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira have a routine about them being paired up by a computer. And it's a terrible pairing because she's extremely, what is it? She's very Irish Catholic. He's extremely Jewish, and they grew up on the same block. But he's like, "Do you know Moisha so-and-so?" And she's like, "No." "Did you know Marianne O'Callaghan?" But yeah, no, it's a computer dating thing from like 1968 or something.
And these are like room-sized computers. These are like 700,000 punch card computers.
These are the ENIACs, like magic people. So I want to know more about the computer dating situation.
Yeah.
So Glenn Campbell's going to teach us about that.
I mean, if anyone could, it's him. And I think Glenn Campbell Variety Hour, I think this is when like Steve Martin was writing for him still.
Oh, wow.
Because the Glenn Campbell Hour replaced the Smothers Brothers when they were pulled off the air. Mm-hmm. And he, if I'm remembering correctly, Glenn Campbell hired a bunch of the writers on his staff, though.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I do want to see that.
It's still probably terrible.
Yeah, yes. And then 9 p.m. we got Mission Impossible with Leonard Nimoy. So, you know, like I said, slim pickings for Sunday, but that's what I'll go with.
There's also the original Bill Cosby show is on.
Ooh.
Which, obviously Bill Cosby, absolute monster. But the 2 seasons of the original Bill Cosby show are actually pretty great. They're kind of Curb Your Enthusiasm, essentially.
Yeah. Ooh.
Shot on film, single cam. He's a high school gym teacher.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's good. Quincy Jones did all the music. It's like a very no laugh track. It's like a very weird, almost feels sort of experimental show. It's very strange.
Interesting. Okay, like as a TV history artifact, that does seem like something I should at least have few episodes. Oh God, I just noticed there's a Joe Don Baker film playing as well, Summer Terror.
Yes.
With Ephraim Zimbalist. Okay.
Yes, and Pamela McLeod.
This is so funny because it really reminds me of how trapped you were in these days.
Yeah.
Like that, okay, we got like 6 things at most, if you're lucky, if you're near a major city. You got very few options, and so you gotta find some reason to get excited about Summer Terror rebroadcast. Okay, well, Ephraim Zimbalist is in it. I guess I'll watch.
But I my old man talk. I complain about this a lot too. We would end up being exposed to stuff we wouldn't have picked to watch that end up becoming like some of our favorite things, or expose us to this whole genre or world or actor or whatever it is. That now you can watch whatever you want as long as you already know what you want to watch and what you like. But this one we'd like to, and you take a gamble, and once you committed to a show, you're watching the whole thing because you can't start another one in the middle.
And I think one of the great values of that is that because the options were so limited, and I'm not saying this was purely a good thing, but because the options were so limited, the next day when you go to school or you go to work or whatever, you're like, did you see that thing last night? And somebody would have seen it. Yeah. So there was someone you could talk to about that thing you saw. Versus today, the algorithm serves you something and you're like, well, I guess it's me and somebody in, Poughkeepsie got served this thing, and I can never talk to anybody about it.
Like an old punk rock guy, I always think of this where it's also like, it ended up being shorthand for your like, I'm friends with this person now. Like if you were like, hey, did you ever see Repo Man or, whatever things that you caught on, do you ever see Night Flight or something like that? Yeah. That even with more options, but that someone else saw, just the nature of the fact that they had seen it, you're like, I know we have things in common now, which I don't really know what would replace that now.
No, it's really tough. Like I was talking to somebody at the dog park the other day about what he watches. He watches cooking channels, and I'm like, oh, do you know this one, this one? There was one channel that we had in common, which was Tasting History with Max Miller, which I love. It's so good. But like he was telling me about all these channels I didn't know about. And he's telling me, and so it's kind of good because like we're exchanging like check this thing out, but it would be nice to be able to come to a conversation with more touchstones.
Yeah,
and
it just doesn't
exist.
Niche. Side note,
Yeah.
I think it's Epicurious where they'll have chefs try every store brand of a certain food, and then they have to guess like which ones it is. I'll watch those all day.
Yeah.
All day.
No, like that stuff's great. I love that. But also, you miss the Rosetta Stone of everybody knowing the Mentos song.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. We don't have those shared commercials or theme songs or anything like that. Yeah. I always would say, if someone, I could have completely different life experience, completely different political outlook. And I could be like, remember when Marsha broke her nose or something? And they're all going to be like, oh my God. Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I asked a friend like what people have now that bring them together that way. And she was like, tragedies.
Oh, no.
It was like,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
right. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Also, I have this ad. I don't know if you have this ad for a giant petting
Oh,
zoo.
yeah. I love that. Giant. And then in the tiniest font,
Yes.
actual size 2 inches.
It's like, how are they going to... It's a complete set of giant play zoo animals, 20 lovable animals, to delight the heart of every child. What are they charging for this? Oh, it's 3 collections of $2.50. So,
Not bad.
1970, I wonder what... That's probably like $40.
That's let's see, $3 in 1970. That's going to be like 20 something. It's going to be like $21.
Well, the hippo's pretty good.
The hippo's good. It's going to be tiny when you get him, but it does look very cute.
I also have this Lucky Filters smoke ad. I don't know if you...
Oh
have
yeah,
it.
yeah. If you smoke, there's so many cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow my copy does not smell like cigarette smoke, but I do get sometimes copies in the mail, and I'm like, oof, got to air this out.
And it's interesting. 70s, they're almost exclusively aimed at guys, the cigarette ads. In the 80s, it pretty much exclusively switches to advertising cigarettes to women. And
That's
it's
really
a
interesting.
lot of stuff about like being slim.
Yep.
And like it's real yuppie, sort of like sophisticated. And in these, they're all like, it tastes great, blah, blah, blah. Like the one in the back of this one, I think it's, what is it, Camel? And he says, a touch of Turkish, turns on taste,
Yeah.
turns on smooth. Camel's got it. Get it. It's just this like close up of this guy's eyes.
Yeah, another weather-beaten face.
Yeah. Sweeter taste. Try Lucky Filters. You'll like the fresh change. There's also House of Numbers with Jack Palance is on NBC at 11:30 p.m. And I've never seen this, but the ad is so amazingly noirish. And it says prison was no place for him or his twin brother.
Oh, I love that.
Jack
let me see.
Palance and Barbara
that's
Lang.
Sunday night?
Yeah, it's 11:30. It's probably 10:30 in yours. There.
Prison was no place for him. I don't think I've got that one. This is so weird.
Yeah.
Sunday night, no.
1957 movie that I've never heard of. A convict plans to escape prison by having his twin brother impersonate him. Small problem with that plan.
Yeah, for the twin brother, sure. Oh well. See ya. Thanks.
Now I need to see that because I'm like, how would you make that switch without them knowing you have a twin brother?
That's true. Yeah, no, that seems like something. Look, maybe it's not a very good prison.
No, maybe not. Also, Jack Palance playing 2 roles. I mean, I like Jack Palance, but I think that's going to stretch his acting ability.
Yes.
Monday, what are you doing?
Monday, we got the Satan bug.
Yep.
I'm very curious about that one. So, honestly, oddly timely, a doomsday virus concocted in a lab, and some villain threatens to release it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's something we're still talking
It's
about.
a fun movie that's kind of terrifying. I have seen this movie. I feel like it might have been produced by William Castle, but it's not like one of his fun movies.
Oh, interesting.
It's a little bit later. Let's see. Yeah, the virus. Say John Sturges. Anne Francis is in it. Ed Asner.
Yeah, again, like George Maharis, like interesting cast for 1970. I'm curious. Sure.
Yeah, this one, if I'm remembering correctly, most of it takes place like in this sort of like underground science silo, and there's like it's almost like the disaster movies where there's like a protocol if the thing gets out to just like burn everyone in there, and they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
In the 1980s, there's an episode of MacGyver that was sort of similar, where there's like a chemical warfare lab or a viral lab. that it's got like this like mega aging virus or something like that. And like this terrified me as a kid because everything had to be destroyed and blown up. And I think a dog dies in the episode. And so I was very upset about it.
I can't handle a dog dying in anything. I almost walked out of The Fly 2 at age 7. I was like, this is outrageous. There's no need for this.
Refuse. I will not accept.
We do not need to tell stories where dogs are injured. We don't need that. We all know
so we got
it's
the Satan
bad.
bug. We got and we got Carol Burnett. Maybe there's another computer mismatch on Carol Burnett.
It's a big thing this year. I've desperately tried to get into Carol Burnett because so many people I know that are in comedy love the Carol Burnett show, and I just can't enjoy it.
I feel the same way. Like it's like. I think something that happened, like this is gonna sound dark, but after 9/11, there was this Carol Burnett special that aired like a month later, and the country was desperate for something to feel good about. And so this Carol Burnett special that was like programmed a year earlier, like got crazy ratings, and suddenly Carol Burnett was everywhere, and she was like buoying the country's mood after 9/11. And this is gonna make me sound like such a Grinch, but I just. I think she's got her moments, and I think she's lovely, and I love that she's friends with, like, what's his name, Gomer Pyle, with Jim Nabors.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's very sweet. And she's never done anything bad to me personally, but I also don't think that she's, given the option, I'd rather watch Gilda Radner.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, they always show that clip of the Gone with the Wind parody. Yeah. Like, it's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, this isn't funny at all. Or
it's
like,
good. It's
fine.
It's good.
Yeah. Or like Tim Conway making, what's his name?
But
I'm like, okay. But also like you're ruining the sketches. Although Carol Burnett did have a show in the early 90s that was a summer replacement series. And it was really weird. And Amy Sedaris is in it. Basically, Carol Burnett went to Second City and hired like everyone that was in the cast at that time. So it's like Stephen Colbert's in an episode, and it's a sketch show, sort of. Each episode, it's more of an anthology. So each episode is a full half-hour story, and they're all different. And the one with Amy Sedaris, it's like Christmas, I think, and she plays Carol Burnett's daughter, and they're held hostage in their apartment. It's like really weird. And I very much respect her for getting that on the air.
Yeah. Gosh.
No one remembers it. It was literally called like Carol and Friends or something. And I can't imagine anyone who likes Carol Burnett tuned into that and enjoyed it. They would have been like, what is this?
Wow. Yeah. No, it's like Mama's Family, which was like strangely dramatic.
That might be my least favorite show of all time.
It's for nobody, that show.
It's
like, no one's getting what they want. Yeah.
No. I mean, I had an aversion to Southern shows generally growing up in the Northeast, Designing Women being the exception. So already, but like someone playing a character as a lead in a sitcom, this is silly, took me out of the reality of the sitcom. I didn't care. I was like, this is someone pretending to be an old woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Now, I don't know who's watching that show. I don't know, like, I want the executive that's like green light to the, I mean, I guess it was popular. Well, so
it got a second life too. That's the crazy thing. It was on the network, canceled, and then they're like, we can't not have Mama's Family. This needs a second life. Syndication.
But looking through this TV guide, like, it really reminds me of how much was on television that, I mean, it is the vast wasteland that you look at and you're like, I can't be bothered to turn this on.
But we couldn't not watch TV. Like that was not an option. Like I would be reading comics and listening to an album. I would still have the TV on. Like it wouldn't be like, I'll go do something else. It was like, well, there's nothing on, so I guess I'll watch this.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at it, and like 9 p.m., Channel 2, Republican Banquet, joined in progress.
Oh, you're not going to know what's going on if you don't get
the beginning of the Republican Banquet.
Jeez.
But like, and that's the kind of stuff, or like, what is this? Who is an orchestra? The intricate mechanics of an orchestra and the lives of the players are explored. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible, but I'm not like setting my clock to it.
Yeah, a lot of these sound like punishment. Like you would make a kid watch these if they didn't eat their peas. Tuesday, what do you got?
Let's see. Tuesday. I want to do an entire podcast about this. Billy, starring Patty Duke.
Yes.
So this film, I'm obsessed with how bizarre this is. So Patty Duke versus misogynist dad Jim Backus. So first of all, we got Jim Backus 10 years after playing the dad who just doesn't understand in Rebel Without a Cause.
Yep.
So he's back, and this time it's about feminism. Also, it's a musical. It's about this teenage girl who decides that she wants to try out for the track team, and everyone's outraged because a girl playing sports? Are you crazy? We can't allow that. So already the thing smacks of gender. Then we've got Dick Sargent in this thing, the closeted gay actor who's about to be Darren. We've got Richard Deacon, closeted gay actor who's Mel Cooley on the Dick Van Dyke Show. We've got the boys track team, which is delighted to have a girl playing, like a lady in their midst. We got Patty Duke in one scene in this film. She is making a constitutional defense. She's pre-Title IX. She's saying the Constitution guarantees me access to this thing. And I'm like, good God, Patty Duke, you're absolutely right. There's a scene that's incredible. It's such a point of demarcation between waves of feminism where she's complaining to her parents. She goes, the boys all treat me like a girl and not like an equal. And her mother's like, but darling, you are a girl. As though you can't be treated like an equal if you're a girl.
That's just nature.
Yeah, I know. So, and spoiler alert for the end of this movie from 1965, gender wins in the end. And she's like, okay, you know what? You're right. It's time for me to wear frills and makeup and act like a girl and not be their equal. There's a nice moment where her boyfriend's accepts that she's like, you're not my equal. You're my better, because she actually is the best athlete on the track team.
Yeah, she'd have to be twice as good but also I noticed it says it's based on a 1952 Broadway play.
Yes.
So it's even earlier than that.
Yes. Make Time for Ginger is the Broadway play. And so Make Time for Ginger, not a super queer cast, but it was adapted for television with Edward Everett Horton and also Mary Wicks, who was a character actors galore here, but Mary Wicks was one of the nuns in Sister Act.
Oh, okay.
She's just one of those it's you again actors. Very sharp-edged woman, kind of lesbian-coded vibes. She was best friends with Betty Davis on the Betty Davis Show. Have you ever seen this?
Yes.
Betty Davis Show. She's the tough as nails assistant, and that was her vibe. Tough as nails woman, and so obvious lesbian coding without saying it. And then there was another made-for-TV version that had Margaret Hamilton.
Oh,
so
wow.
Again, tough as nails woman without saying lesbian. So the whole thing, and Billy the film. So many closeted actors in this thing. It's a bizarre number of closeted actors.
So it's on purpose. It's an on purpose
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
I don't know if Richard Deacon was getting all of his gay friends from the bar just to be in this thing or what, but it's so many. And it's also got Bobby Bannis, who is not gay, but he's the incredible dancer from the Judy Garland specials who you can't take your eyes off him because he's just an amazing dancer. He's doing these kicks with his head behind, his ankles behind his head. So anyway, it's a great artifact. It's a terrible movie, but it's so interesting about gender in high school sports, a topic that we have returned to significantly.
In a weird era for Patty Duke. So post Patty Duke show, pre Valley of the Dolls, kind of a weird dark time for her also. So imagine that's interesting.
And she's fantastic in this. She's got such a spitfire, and she's so there's a bright future ahead of this actress if she could just keep it together. So it is a pleasure to see her being a 1965 tomboy. So anyway, I can talk about Billy for days.
I have put Billy on my list of things to see. There's a Darren McGavin movie called The Challenge which is a gritty war drama set in a Pacific Island, but it has this picture of Darren McGavin with a full beard like a Rambo. That's Darren McGavin.
Ooh.
I've never seen him look like that in my life.
He's wearing what I think is camouflage, but it just actually looks like a charming floral blouse.
Yes, with some sort of water bottles in the front. But he looks like Wolverine. He looks like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
No, he looks great. This is the thing. It's this was still the time, 1970, not quite so much. No, we're post hippies, and we're into the time when men can have beards. But there's this period in the 60s where men discovered that they looked good with beards, and you can see certain leading men working it into their thing, and others like Rock Hudson being I would never, until he gets to into the 70s. And like, it is such a pleasure to see like a man of that decade with a beard.
This is also only like 2 years before Night Stalker, too, Darren McGavin, where he feels like an old man. Like he looks like an action hero in this.
What was the name? So that's another one that I don't have. What was the name
Challenge.
of the
It's the ABC movie of the week. And then, oh my God, look at this picture.
Oh, that one I got. Yes. Okay. So I got the gritty close up, like, like he's about to bite you face.
Yeah, he looks like, is it Richard Keel as Bigfoot in Bionic Man?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like that.
Yeah, no, he's gone feral there.
Yeah, that is a Darren McGavin I have never seen before. So I'd be interested in seeing that.
Beautiful.
Wednesday, what are you doing?
Wednesday's another light one. We got some ice capades. You know what? That's fine. I'll put that on
It's
and
February,
smoke a joint.
you know.
Also, Johnny Cash with Ray Charles. It sounds actually pretty good.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a Ray Charles special. We got Johnny Cash in June and some other, like, I'm trying to find it now. I made a note. So we got Ray Charles, Neil Diamond, Tammy Wynette, Carl Perkins, Bill Walker Orchestra, Statler Brothers. Like, that actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. There's some interesting, like Room 222 is on, which is a show that I actually really like as well, which I hear a lot of people talk about, but I don't think a lot of people rewatch. But it's a pretty good show. Courtship of Eddie's Father. Oof. I saw the Dead Kennedys play when Brendan Cruz was singing for the Dead Kennedys.
Oh, wow.
He replaced Jello Biafra for a while. It was very strange.
I am kind of interested in whatever the show is. I'm not familiar with BookBeat. The Student Revolution reports on worldwide student unrest. So that's honestly kind of interesting to me. I guess it's an interview with the author, former presidential aide Joseph Califano.
Oh, yeah.
I have no knowledge about this stuff at all, but I'm curious about like student unrest. And I assume we're going to be talking about like what's happening in France.
Yeah, because we're midway. What are we? 5 years into Vietnam. Where we're just starting to like talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah. So definitely curious, like historically, what's going on there. But I have a feeling that's going to feel like that, like, you know, that Simpsons gag where we see like an old episode of Krusty in black and white.
Yes.
And he's interviewing like, I can't even remember, like Kissinger or something, and he's like, "Oh no, it's AFL-CIO Chairman Lee Iacocca."
Yes.
He's like, "Well, Krusty, that depends on your definition of the word negotiations." Like, it feels like it's going to be that kind of like.
When in
very
doubt,
boring.
Lee Iacocca is always a good reference and a thing. Did you see who's in Ice Capades that night? By the way.
Oh, let's see. Lauren Green, Bobby Gentry, Wolfgang Schwartz.
Lauren Green and Bobby Gentry are doing Ice Capades.
Fascinating. Oh, my goodness.
This is a post-Bonanza, pre-Battlestar Galactica Lauren Green.
Oh, God. I just got to the part where it says, also on hand, Spanky the Chimp.
Yep, Spanky the Chimp. Production numbers include an Aztec extravaganza and a salute to Toyland.
Oh, no. This sounds like a gag from The Simpsons or MST3K. This is so outrageous. It sounds fake. Oh, my God.
The song titles sound so made up. I'm glad I'm not young anymore.
I'm glad I'm not young anymore. This must be a medley with You Make Me Feel So Young. You Made Me So Very Chechen Love. I'll never fall. Okay, and then Lauren and Spanky in They Can't Take That Away From Me. What on earth?
Lauren Green, ice skate. Like, just the monkey and him singing alone is weird enough. But if you throw in the ice skating, that's completely bonkers.
Does the chimp skate? That's what I want to know.
He's got to skate. You don't have a chimp on Ice Capades if he's not skating.
Good God. Okay. No, that's got to be dug up.
Yeah.
We got to watch that.
I got to see that. Yeah. There's nothing else that evening that would be remotely as entertaining as whatever that is. That's Wednesday, Thursday.
Let's see. What do we got on Thursday?
I do want to share that. I know this won't be in yours.
Okay.
There's a Channel 9, which is a New York channel, ad for the Avengers. And it is the most low rent ad I've ever seen, where it's so... It looks like a child drew Emma Peel.
Yeah,
but it's gone the other side, and it's kind of awesome pop art.
No, it looks like something from like a zine.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I'm like, why did they couldn't use a photo? Like this is what they've done for Emma Peel for some reason.
That looks like somebody like on staff was like, oh yeah, my cousin can draw.
I'll get you one. You want a drawing in the TV Guide? I'll get you a quarter page.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. Who's Betty Kazmarinsky? There's an ad here. It says, we're looking for a helpful woman like Betty Kazmarinsky. Do you have at least 3 friends who have
Aren't we
done
all?
things for you? Then read how you can do a favor for them. More and more women are finding out that a popular shopping club helps them get more things. So there's a big need for women to start these clubs and run them. You do you a favor. And you get $50 of free merchandise. So that's a pyramid, multi-level marketing scheme, I imagine.
Yeah. Gosh, that's wild. No, I don't have that, but I've got an ad for a hearing aid. I've got an ad for dividend bonded gas, which I
What?
guess is some sort of credit card offer.
Oh, weird.
It wouldn't be a card at that point,
Yeah.
but it's some sort of like credit thing. Save 2 cents on every gallon, a whopping 2 cents, by
It's the
joining
gas
the
crisis.
dividend credit program. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thursday's looking real slim for me as well, I hate to say, but Hatari just sounds like a movie with some guys chasing animals around, so
Yeah.
why not?
Do you have Red, White, and Maddox, the drama special?
No, I do not.
Oh, I think it might be at 7 o'clock on Thursday if you're Central Time.
Let's see. Yeah,
This
let's
looks
see, yeah.
bizarre. This stars Jay Garner as an outstanding performance as Governor Lester Maddox in a TV adaptation of the satirical musical which played Broadway last year.
What?
He's wearing like little Lord Fauntleroy kind of and a weird like bald cap.
What on earth? No, it looks like Steve Martin in what's that movie? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yes, very much. Or like a weird Martin Short character.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
This looks
God, what is
terrible.
going on there?
I wonder if this only aired in New York. Red, White, and Maddox. It's an hour-long special. Full
Fascinating.
musical numbers. President of 1960.
Great.
That scared me. Yeah, Hatari stars John Wayne.
Yep. So
that's what it is.
they're capturing animals for zoos, which it sounds awful, but I'm curious about whatever the hell that movie's going to be.
It also sounds like what a very disappointed kid got as a video game system in 1979.
Yeah, it's the John Wayne video console.
It's Hatari. It's the same thing as Atari.
Yeah, it's Atari but with hats.
They told me it's the same thing. And also, 1970, we still have the Dean Martin show is on.
Oh yeah, okay. So Dean Martin, Paul Linda's special guest.
Yes.
I got to watch that.
And it has Greg Morris, and then it says, in a rare singing appearance. Paul plays a poetry spouting shoe salesman and a nervous pianist in a cocktail lounge. I bet
The role
he does.
he was born to play.
I bet he does. Also, I have a show called Soul on, which again, maybe just New York area.
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
But Melba Moore is on it. And there's some pretty amazing people. Henry Shedd, The Moments, Curtis Mayfield. This is 1970 Curtis Mayfield. This is pre-Superfly.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a syndicated show or what, but that looks kind of interesting as well.
Fascinating.
And then final night of the week, Friday. What are you watching?
Friday. Okay, so I love "Here Come the Brides" for the theme song. I don't love the show, but it's great like '60s folk theme song. It's one of those like 60s sounding bands that's like the Institutionists or something like that.
The Corruption.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And I love to see Bobby Sherman. So, okay. There's that. Then there's Love American Style with Joanne Worley, and I got to see that. Also, one of the Love American Style segments is Clint Howard as a teenager flunking sex education. And so his father, a painter of nudes played by Orson Bean, decides it's time for a talk with the teacher. And featuring, and I don't know who this is, it's the funniest conclusion to this. It just says, featuring Anita Mann.
Did someone give them a fake name? They're like,
yes.
yeah, oh, you need my name for the credits? I'm Anita Man.
Yeah, I know. It's such a funny prank name for like that write-up on a painter of nudes who's upset because his son, little Clint Howard, has failed sex ed.
There is not a more 70s TV show than Love American Style.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Just not even close. And I'm also picturing Clint Howard now as his character in the movie Evil Spell. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's about the age he would be.
Yeah. just slightly post his appearance as like the weirdo kid on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like that alien. But no, he's still like the kid that's like something's off about this boy
Yeah.
is like his special niche.
Except when he tries to be like the cool Styles type guy, like the Damone in Rock and Roll High School.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
That doesn't quite work
Yes.
for whatever reason.
He's got a distinctive look, so
For sure.
make the most of it. And then we got the Changeling.
Oh, the Changeling is on. Oh, I recommended recently, sort of half recommended, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 to somebody. And I don't know if you've ever seen this movie.
I don't think I've seen that one, no.
It is a feminist, like a feminist body horror movie directed by Brian Usna, who did The Society and Reanimator.
Yeah.
It takes place at Christmas time in San Francisco. And there's like a witch's cult, but Clint Howard is like this weird homeless guy who keeps pulling like giant insects out of things.
It's fabulous.
And it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, sure, yeah. Of course it is, naturally. I
And they were
assumed.
like, what the hell is this movie? And I was like, to be fair, I said it was crazy. I didn't say it was good.
Fine distinction.
Yeah, it's the most terrifying Clint Howard. Bookbeat, The Student Revolution. That's on Friday night here in this edition.
Okay.
Discusses his research in Europe, Asia, and Africa with host Bob. And Tim Conway had his own show while he was still on.
Yeah, no, that's where Sally Struthers was discovered for All in the Family. She was so the Tim Conway show. The whole gag was that they had no money. There was no budget for this thing. Everything was falling over. Like the announcer was like some guy they picked up off the street, and they had the joke was, and now the Tim Conway dancer, and it was like just Sally Struthers doing like a desperate sweaty tap dance. And so that's where Norman Lear saw her, and he's like, "That's the girl for me. That's the girl for All in the Family."
I just ran into her a couple weeks ago.
Wow, no way! My goodness!
I was doing a comedy show in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and like a small theater, and their sister theater across the street. She was in a play, so they were like rehearsing.
Oh,
she was like,
"Oh my god,
around.
how exciting!"
It's like it's Sally Struthers.
Yay!
Ghost and Mrs. Muir is on, which is a show that is not the show. For some reason, growing up, I thought it was like a Scarecrow and Mrs. King type show. And so when I finally saw it, I was like, oh no, this is like a live action Hanna-Barbera show.
Yeah, no, it's it's got Charles Nelson Reilly, it's got Retta Shaw, the cook, I want to say, from Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Who a fascinating woman. She was like doing USO tours during World War II and like literally like hid from the Nazis at certain points. She was raised by occultists, so she was raised in this like haunted house surrounded by Ouija boards. She is just an incredible, fascinating woman.
It's this era of actors, like all had lives before acting.
Oh yeah,
and they bring all that. Like even I talk about this with Green Acres. Like Eddie Albert was a war hero who saved like an entire battalion of people single-handedly. He brings like this quiet rage to every scene. That is, amazing.
You know, maybe this is why, like, when we look at people from this era, we're like, oh, you look older than you should be. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, okay, that's because they killed Nazis.
Yeah, they lived like 7 lifetimes at this point.
Right, yeah. All right, we'll allow it.
Then we get the Dick Sargent article, which is really interesting, although it has a really weird headline.
Oh, it's bizarre. This whole article is bizarre. My favorite line is when, like, he's describing his garden, and it says, Carolyn C., the author of this article, says, Dick Sargent's eyes glitter insanely. His teeth glitter. What a description.
Do you like it, Sargent asked? Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's a think plastics. That's the...
Yeah. So I guess he almost went into plastics just like The Graduate?
Yeah, it's a very weird portrait of this man.
Barely mentions the show. So does mention that the PR lady is there, and she's like, I love this line. The PR lady meets the reporter at the house and says, oh, I'm so glad we could meet him at his house, which makes me think the PR lady is not glad at all.
No, that is some serious reverse psychology there.
Yes.
And the photo of him is like incredibly brooding.
Yeah, that's what they're like. I guess they gave to the artist for the cover because he's in sort of the same pose, but he looks like a different man.
Well, the one on the cover looks like it really looks like Jason Alexander at a high school photo shoot. Like he's like pouting and his arms are folded. And it's like, but the Dick in the photo, he's like, he's got his hands in front of his face, just kind of staring like pensively at you.
He looks troubled.
Yes. Yes.
He's certainly, which, fair enough. Like, he would have been, closeted actor
Sure.
who's being, like, scrutinized to a degree he could never have anticipated. He's talking about this, like, traumatic childhood where, like, his father died, his mother ran off, his grandparents sent him to military school. Rough kid.
Yeah.
I mean, rough childhood. So, like, I'm sympathetic, and I understand his, like, joy at, like, giving this person a tour of his garden. And then, do you see this line where he's, like, talking about, like, getting the floors redone, and he says, I know this guy. There's this guy I know about. They call him the Prince of Floors, but I can never get him on the phone. Who is the Prince of Floors? I got to meet Hollywood's floor prince.
Yeah,
what is going on there?
That's a 6-part podcast right
Yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood's 1970s Prince of Floors that even Dick Sargent can't get on the
if
phone.
Dick Sargent can't get a hold of him. Yeah, no, this needs to be the investigative journalism that TV Guide is doing.
Yeah.
Like, track down the Prince of Floors.
And what a no, I can't think of another TV show that recast a major character, seasons in this way.
Down to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Down to Earth did it like just 15 years later with Dick Sargent.
If you're gonna do it with Dick Sargent.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Who else are you gonna go with? Yeah.
And then I don't know if you have this ad for ham.
Okay, I'm obsessed with this ham ad. First of all, it's a 2-page spread. It's like this is almost a fold out. It is.
Oh, yeah. It's like a centerfold.
Ham with a glow, and it looks disgusting. Like you open the centerfold, and it's a picture of ham with like cherries jubilee and sweet potatoes like squirted out of a pastry bag.
Yeah.
It looks like a surgery photo.
You know
like.
what? It looks like, speaking of John Waters, it looks like the movie poster
Yes.
for Desperate Living with the rat.
100%. Yes, it looks just like that. The ham is glistening. This sauce, which is basically just like butter and like maraschino
Flaming
cherry
cherries.
juice.
There's fire coming out of
How many people set their house on fire trying to make this recipe on this like gourmet like trivet?
And the tablecloth isn't leopard print, but it kind of looks like it is at a glance. Like it has this.
This is 100%. This is like flocked wallpaper that it's sitting on top of. This is like a velvet placemat. It is so tacky. I love it.
This is hideous, but also I would frame this and put this on my wall.
I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, I want this photo. I want this to be the first thing people see when they enter my house.
Yes.
With the caption,
Of
with the
course.
title, "Ham with the Glow."
Yeah, and it's like a room with a view. Then they have the ad here. It's called Flaming Ham Steaks Montgomery.
Yeah.
Or Montmorency.
Sure. Montmorency. It's classy. There's so much butter, so much wine.
And margarine. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait. Yes. Butter or margarine. A
Brandy,
quarter cup.
Kirsch.
Yeah. Quarter cup Kirsch or brandy. A cup of port wine or Madeira. This. Yeah.
It's only 2 ham steaks with all that alcohol.
Yeah. Make sure you can call a cab for your guests. It is the heaviest meal. There's also I have to point out there's like no I guess there's sort of a vegetable in that you've got like what did it say
Orange
sweet
rind,
potatoes,
lemon rind.
yeah, you got cherries out of a can. This is like it's such like 1950s. It's so pre Julie, it's like
Julia
it's
Child,
before,
yeah.
Julia Childs, yeah. It's before people discovered French cooking, like, but it's a French name in the title of this thing.
It claims to serve 8, which I don't believe. Even
Serves
1970
8,
sizes.
no.
And any recipe that ends with the phrase "spoon flaming sauce over ham steaks" is
Yikes.
That's just amazing.
Serves 8. Oh my
There's no way
God.
that serves 8. Maybe I do.
That's
eat a lot.
wild.
And then I have this amazing Wonder Bread ad. I don't know if you have this ad as well.
Oh yeah. I got that. Yep. Feed your kid Wonder.
Super wait
Wonder
till your
bread.
father gets home looking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had Wonder Bread.
Really? Yeah, it wasn't a big thing for me either, I don't think.
No, we had like 25 different like local shitty bread companies or Peppered Farm or something, Then we got the Coke ad. And then this ad this article you referenced earlier, How to Offend Everybody, a survey of British TV this season. And
Yeah.
I loved one of the things TV Guide used to do periodically was they would focus on different countries' television. And they did this for decades. They had amazing articles about Russian television and, stuff that you would never see. And there was no possibility that you would see. And there's no, and it's not like TV Guide was published in England. There's no audience for this article other than they just think it's an interesting thing to write about.
Yeah, that's true. It's just sort of like, what else are they doing? What are the neighbors doing? There is like the occasional thing that crosses over. Like this article does mention Monty Python and like has to explain what Monty Python is hysterically. Yeah. And then this is just before Norman Lear brings All in the Family over. So it was I forget what the British title was.
Not Steptoe and Son. That's Sanford and Son. It's Rachel. What was the British All in the Family show that they remade? Was it Alf Garnett? Is it the?
Yeah, that's the one.
What was it called? Yeah, that's like a. I don't know. I can't remember that show. Yeah,
that show. But so like, there's a little bit of bringing it over, but so little. Yeah. So I love that this journalism. It's like just real journalism.
Till death do us part.
That's it. Yes, thank you.
They also mentioned the TV license in here, which is something that fascinated me growing up. Like that sounded like a made-up thing. It's shockingly expensive. So in 1970, a year for a black and white TV was $14.40. A color was $26.40, which is like $100-ish probably dollars now. Yeah. When I lived in England in the early 2000s, I had to get a TV license, which was very strange. And then I moved back halfway through the year and I got a refund on a retroactive refund, a partial refund on my TV license. But it's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's certainly like, look, the caliber of programming and the risks they could take, similar, I think, to TV Guide. Like TV Guide is like, we're just going to do our thing because we've got this money and we can take risks. We can write more niche stuff. Same thing with the BBC. Like they can do more niche stuff. Yeah. You'd never get Monty Python's Flying Circus. You never get that on American television.
And they do mention some of the stuff that's for export, like Strange Report, which is a really weird show that I enjoyed. Men from U.N.C.L.E., Randall and Hopkirk, those sorts of action shows, the ITV kind of stuff. Although, what is this? I saw the word sex education. Another BBC series, Sex Education in the Primary Schools, is aimed without compromise at 8 and 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is exactly what you're saying. Like they could take a risk.
Yeah.
Like sex education for like children. Like, and let's assume it was age appropriate. I don't know, but hopefully.
Also, they reference Terry Gilliam and give his age 29.
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah. What a baby.
And then this like brooding Florence Henderson.
Insane.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Oh, the opening of this where they're like trying to like humanize her, I guess, with these like factoids. Florence Henderson drinks beer. Florence Henderson tells blue jokes. Florence Henderson has a bosom. Florence Henderson went to a shrink. Florence Henderson is real. Like I was just, so they're suggesting like these would make fun bumper stickers. Yeah. And I am being teleported to Mars by the idea of a bumper sticker that says Florence Henderson has a bosom. Like no context on the back of your car. Like I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of my life.
You would sell those because they also say there's one called says Mary Poppins is a junkie.
I guess that was a trend in the late 60s. Mary Poppins is a junkie as a bumper sticker. So that was just a thing. People were like, it was a joke that people, it's like a baby on board for 1968.
I will say I also never really got bumper stickers. I never put one on a car. I never really they're somewhat entertaining in traffic, I suppose. But I've never been like, I got to get that on the back of my car and I got to get it on there right now. Florence Henderson has a bosom. It's like Andre the Giant has a posse.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Oh my God. That's the style. The thing about it that's so crazy is like this picture of her is super unflattering and she does not in this image. She's like, she's wearing this like strange floral thing that really flattens her figure she looks, sorry to say, like tired. I'm sure she's a lovely person. She looks tired. Her shape is like the trash heap from Fraggle Rock. Yep. Like it is not a flattering photo.
This looks like a woman who got the worst after a key party.
Yes.
Like this like unfulfilled suburban housewife who drinks too much. Like it looks like some kind of dark made for TV movie.
Yeah.
But it's
no, this is a photo that says it's a living.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's another day.
And the strange, like let's assume that this is a wig. Like she's wearing this her hair
Yeah.
in this way that's got like simultaneously it's got like a 60s knowledge bump in the back, but it's also got these bangs from the 90s.
This
that is
little flip.
What a mix.
Almost
Oh yeah,
like-
and the flip. Yeah, it's like got the that girl flip, but like elevated up to the ears. It's it's 3 different wigs have just been like collided together. Like
again-
what was the car? Yeah. Anyway,
Much
she looks nice.
like the Dick Sargent thing, her backstory is insane. She goes, born in the Depression, the youngest of 10 children, 5 boys and 5 girls. 3 of her brothers died. Her father, who was 65 when she was born. So
Good God.
she was born in 1934, and her father was 65. And do the math on that. The guy was born in the 1870s.
Yeah.
Florence Henderson's father was born in the 1870s.
Yeah. Child of the Civil War. Like, it's like her background. Like, it changes how I look at Florence Henderson,
Yeah.
which, you know, I don't think of her that much. Sorry to say.
No, fair enough.
But, you know, I always think of her and the Paul Lynde Halloween special, where
Yes.
it's like this random guest who just like, why not? It's Florence and Kiss. Sure. Sure, we'll take it. But it really changes how I look at this woman who's like kind of a survivor of television.
Yeah.
Like she's just been doing like appearances in that sort of like Betty White, like, we got Florence
Right.
sort of way.
You've heard the name, so that's good
Yeah.
enough.
She definitely is like clawed her way to the top kind of actress.
Yeah, for sure. But it really, it does not mix with the image I have of her that like weird, whoever edited this issue of TV Guide was like on some real dark vibes. They were
Yeah,
like-
that's true.
They were like, it's February, it's the winter of our discontent.
Yeah. I know.
Also, being that this is the week before Valentine's, there's like
yeah.
0 Valentine's Day content in this.
That's a good point.
Which
yeah.
is surprising. Like normally there would be like, you know, some stuff, like especially on the weekend before. But I was surprised that there's like 0.
Nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. Just cigarettes.
Just cigarettes, which are like
This
it's
year.
Valentine's every day with cigarettes.
Yeah. Get her cigarettes for Valentine's Day.
It will affect her heart.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, thank you for picking such a good issue. This again, there's
My
like
pleasure.
4 different posters I need on my wall just from this issue alone.
Oh, the cover alone. Yeah, and then that
Cover,
ham.
The ham. I mean, I'm going on Etsy right now. But thank you so much for doing this. Like I said, I've wanted to have you on for a long time, and I always enjoy all the videos you do and your book. Anything coming up that you're excited about that you're researching now?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, I'm always working on stuff. So I do YouTube videos about movie, TV history, but gay. And so I'm working on one about the marriage equality fight and how that intersected with Hollywood, like how Hollywood put gay marriage into stuff where it could, and the best of the best and the worst of the worst. And the worst does get pretty bad.
Yeah.
So working on some stuff about that. Just watched Talented Mr. Ripley again for the first time in many years. And so I'm really interested in doing a Talented Mr. Ripley video.
The movie
I'm
or
not sure
the
exactly
TV
when that'll
movie?
happen. So the movie, the Jude Law, Matt
Okay,
Damon
yeah,
one
yeah,
from
yeah.
'99. So I watched that. I just read the first 2 Ripley novels, which I think are interesting and of their time. Patricia Highsmith, a complex individual. So anyway, there might be a Ripley video coming along. And then I'm always doing my podcast, Sewers of Paris, where I talk to queer people about the entertainment that's important to them. And if you like television, my book, Hi Honey, I'm Homo, History of Queer Characters on American Sitcoms. That's always timely.
What's your unwind thing? Like when you're not watching stuff for like, I mean, you obviously enjoy doing the research and watching this stuff, but do you have like I'm going to bed, I'm going to throw this on thing? Or is that like your cooking YouTube stuff?
So one of my unwind things is reading. So just like totally unplugging to the extent that sometimes it's a Kindle. But so I recently read a bunch of Patricia Highsmith. I did Strangers on a Train. I read The Neverending Story
Oh, how was that?
Princess Bride. So I loved it. And interestingly, Neverending Story and Princess Bride are 2 great books to read back to back because they're very different, but they are actually in conversation. They are both stories about how we tell stories.
Yeah.
And they work really well as a double feature. So highly recommend that. And I'm reading Once and Future King, the Sword and the Stone film is
Yes.
based on. So I just started reading Once and Future King, and I'm loving that. So
nice.
books,
Yeah.
who knew? Books are good.
Book talk, everybody.
Yeah, that's my hot take.
Yeah, book talk. Well, thank you so much. And like I said, I'm so glad that you had the time to do this.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Happy to come back and talk TV anytime.
Yeah, well, I'll take you up on that.
Oh, baby, I
There you go, that's Matt. You can go to mattbaume.com, buy his book on his website. There's a link where you can get it at a local bookstore close to him, and he'll sign it. I always recommend doing that if you can, because it's nice to have someone sign the book, support a local bookstore that's not Amazon. But it's a good read. 100% highly recommend buying that. You will enjoy it, and watch his YouTube videos as well. And that's it for January. February, just a reminder, the week of the 14th, Happy Valentine's Day, I will be doing a 2016 year in review. So I'll doing that 10-year look back until I have every year reviewed. I think I have 3 more to do. So if you have questions about episodes from 2016 or anything you want more insight on or an episode, let me know, and I will try to get to it there. You can email me at tvguidancecounselor@gmail.com or ken@icanread.com, or go on the Patreon and all that. Also, the week after that, February 18th and 19th, I'll be in upstate New York with Todd Barry. I'll be doing the Funny Bone Clubs in Albany and in Syracuse. And then on Saturday the 21st, I'll be doing 2 shows with Todd at the new comedy studio in Harvard Square. I have not performed at a comedy studio. This is the 3rd location since the last time I performed there, since 2016, maybe 2015. So that will be fun. I think the shows are 6:30 and 9, I want to say. You can go to toddbarry.com shows, and it has the details there. So that week in February, I'll be doing 4 shows. So Cambridge, Albany, and Syracuse. Come out and say hello. Anyway, on to this episode. We already did this episode. What am I doing? Anyway, on to next week's episode. Just come back next week. I'll be here. Thanks.
Florence Henderson has a bosom.